got a lot of stuff going on. I'm Mark Jackson. To my right, to your left on your television viewing screen is Mr. Neil Duncan, sitting in for very tired Hank Longo.
Yeah, he's been really busy, and 2 weeks ago, Chris and I were able to host the show, and we're hearing from PGTV staff the ratings went way up. So if they stay there,
Well, they went way up compared to where you guys normally are. You can't fall out of a hole.
Before we get too far down the road, the segment brought to us by Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill, great partner of tourism, sports marketing, and one of those great restaurants in Polk County that you definitely want to go out and support with the restaurant industry and everything going on. Definitely want to go
I've been
support.
told they have the coldest beer in town.
I'm sure you have been told.
You know, that would be a nice thing for people to go out golfing in Hampton. That's our first subject today.
That's right.
Golf.
Yep.
You know, it's one of the things that throughout this whole current situation has really peaked. And golf is one of those sports you can social distance. You can still play with your friends. You don't want to pick up the stick and you just hit it. You know, good enough. Some of the scores have improved because of that, but here to tell us about it and what's going on in the world of golf, particularly stack and tilt method of golf instruction, Mr. Bob Schade, the pro out at Cypresswood, one of my favorite golf courses. I haven't had an invitation from Amy Fox to come out and golf with her, Miss Hole in One.
Yes,
but she, you know, one of these days she'll stoop to us commoners and allow us to come out.
Well, thank you for having me. You know, I appreciate being on again. It's been about a year. I think, you know, the COVID-19 situation at the golf course has provided an opportunity to provide an entertainment outlet for many of our residents in the East Polk County area that have not been able to get outside. We were very busy because we were deemed essential, and we've continued that until we started our construction here in the 1st of May.
Well, the construction, what?
Yeah, our community has invested the past 3 years almost $2 million on reconstructing our golf course. We've got new greens, we've got new tees, we've got new bunkers, new surrounds, and we're going to open up right around November 1st. November 7th is our grand opening party. We're going to have that Folds of Honor tournament, the Patriot Golf Day. We pushed that a little forward. We're going to have a very big day with live music all day, food everywhere, the pool open for people to come out and see us. We're open to the public. I think there's, you know, that's something we want to emphasize. People can come in that gate. It helps secure our residents, but we still want the public to come in and enjoy the golf course, the Cypresswood Pub, our restaurant and venue site, and really invite the public to come see us.
Is the course closed now?
Yes, we're doing the 90-day grow-in. We're in the middle of that. Okay. Again, we're going to be open, like I said, around November 1st, and we're looking forward to showing off. It's going to look awesome.
Fantastic.
I got a couple questions. Is there any correlation between Mark Jackson liking to play there at Cypresswood having to renovate the course? Is there a connection?
There's not a direct correlation, but we've put some barriers up to keep Mark Jackson in the fairway to make it more user-friendly for all of our players, not just Mark Jackson.
They did have to fix a few, didn't they?
We do have a steady supply of sand coming in from our sand supplier, so yeah, Mark's safe. He can come and play and not feel guilty.
Well, you talk about the renovation, and it's important to every so often do this to the course to keep it at a top championship level, but also, is there anything about the course that's going to change and maybe, you know, a par 4 turn into a 5 or, you know?
Not so much from the architectural genius that Ron Garl from Lakeland did back in the early 70s, but what we've done is we've changed some of the bunkers and changed some of the surrounds to make it more user-friendly. That's really what we're trying to do, to get more participation. Golf is hard, we know that, with proper instruction, as you mentioned, the stack and tilt, and a golf course that allows you to play different shots from close up to the green. It just makes it a little bit more user-friendly. So that was our goal, is to make it more user-friendly for our customers and to invite more people to come out and play.
Let's jump back to stack and tilt for a second.
Right.
People are not familiar with that, and a lot of our viewers just happen to be golfers. Tell us a little bit about what that means. You know, what kind of technique is that? What are you teaching?
Stack and tilt is a system of golf designed around a 3D template that we use, designed by Andy Plummer, and it basically it sets forth a process that you can start anybody. I have 3-year-old students and I've got a 101-year-old student. So anybody can start, still hope for you, Neil.
Yeah, Neil.
I'm the 3, he's the 101.
Yeah, and it starts off with the premise that you have a center line, you have weight forward, you have arms straight, hands in, there's that fourth and fifth word that I talked about.
Yeah.
And it just gives a template for both the student and the teacher to follow, so they can both kind of see a path. That's part of the problem with golf, is that golf instruction is that the instructor, before I got in Stack until I was doing that, just trying to fix the problem at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't need to do that. I offer a solution and a pathway to get to that solution. And you know, I'm not tapping myself on the head, knockers on everything, but we have really had some really good success. And those students are seeing improvement. They enjoy the game more, they play more because they're having more fun enjoying the game. So that's what it's about.
Just to make sure I had it straight in my head, November 1st is when the course reopens?
That's what
Okay.
we're looking at. Yeah, it's a late October, early November. I'm targeting November 1st, about a week before that grand opening.
Well, it's a beautiful
And then
time in Polk County.
Yeah, oh, it's a gorgeous time. And then is it the Patriot Day that you call it?
Yeah, it's the Patriot Golf Day, which is typically around Labor Day, but because we're under construction, we're gonna push that off until November. That's an annual event that we have at our golf course, and we're gonna coincide that with our grand opening. So have golf in the morning, and then start the party after that with the live music at the pub and at the pool and throughout the facility.
No, that'll be fun.
A big day with
Well,
appropriate
the
social distancing.
Yeah, well, a Patriot Day, you know, you can even do sort of an early Veterans Day, because Veterans Day is 4 days later.
Right, so we're gonna kind of tie all those things together. We're gonna do the donation to the Folds of Honor Foundation, which helps the families of the
Perfect.
fallen.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely be a lot of red, white, and blue there that day, I'm sure.
It's like we're moving our whole year.
Yeah, right?
You know, back 6 months. You know,
Yes, sir.
and we're gonna start over and, you know, move it through. Like we got the Masters are in November, right?
Yeah, it's it's the second weekend in November, I believe.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, everything just moved back, you know?
We're all
and-
gonna be willing to change and get this economy back going, and get out and have some fun and enjoy each other's company.
Absolutely. Well, Bob, a lot of the programs, I mean, you teach Stack and Tilt, but you have programs for kids, you have programs for beginners. Tell us a little bit about, you know, some of the activities, because it's so nice if you're a resident at Cypresswood, but even if you're not a resident, you can come out and participate in a lot of these programs that you have available.
Right, we have beginner clinics that we have on the weekends and weekdays and the evenings. We have, you know, kids clinic throughout the school year for the kids, a couple days a week. We have a ladies clinic that we've developed, and some high intensity females that love to play the game, that are learning together, so they get that bonding and they like to go out and play more golf. It's building a community of golfers to just build the game up, and I think we're headed that way. Golf is starting to see that resurgent that we talked about earlier, and in particular in this area. I've been fortunate to go around and see some of the other golf courses where we've been under construction, and in a lot of these places they're filling tee times, which is good to see.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. We want to see that economy, you know, start to circulate that money again.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
if money isn't circulating in our local area, nationally, whatever, velocity money, we're gonna have a problem, and we have a problem now. So
Right.
people gotta get out and travel, exercise, do some things that they used to do, and without fear, especially with golf, of you know, being intimidated by being around a bunch of people. Because in golf, that isn't what it's all about.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
You know, you're at closest, you're 300 yards, but if you're playing in front of Neil, you can, you know, 150 is playing safe.
And in the middle of the fairway, it's
Yeah,
safe
well,
as well.
150 into the woods. That's right. That's right. Well, you talk about natural spaces and social distancing, and we've talked about, you know, on the leisure travel side of things, or even on the outdoor recreation side, the Polk County, that's been our wheelhouse for a very long time. So as you look at silver linings for the sport of golf, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, if there's a silver lining, part of the COVID-19, it is the resurgence of the golf,
Yes.
you know, the sport of golf. And again, Polk County is very blessed with the amount of wonderful courses we have here, not just Cypresswoods, but all across the county. And we're hearing what you're hearing as well, that the rounds are considerably up during this time period.
Yeah, it's interesting the amount of inquiries I'm getting for instruction, for people asking about the golf course, wanting to get involved from people who, obviously are new to the game, and that's always an encouragement sign. It gives me, a light when you go through these troubled times, if you will. You can see the end of it, and you can see that people are going to be outside and doing golf and doing other outside physical activities and not stuck with their face in the device all day long, especially our young people.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm curious, because I play Cypresswood a fair amount, what's the biggest change out there? Like the biggest change is one hole. I know number 7 or 8, par 3. I think it's
7 has the par 3 over the water.
Yeah. Is that
The-
changing
the-
any of that?
The biggest change that we made to the golf course is getting it back to 2000 level when the golf course was reconstructed the last time. You talked about the time. It's about a 20-year block of time typically that a golf course kind of reinvents itself. And one of the things we've done, we've expanded our bunkers back to that thing, which basically back to that size, and that's basically added about 2/3 more bunker space on that golf course.
Oh, great.
So when you go, so bunker lessons will become a premium item in my lesson repertoire.
You're here to sell the golf course,
Yeah, right.
not to trash from
That's
it.
all right. That's all right. But the visual effect of that, not only when you're driving down State Road 542 or you're going through the community, you see these big, beautiful white bunkers, and it just looks like a golf course. And it really, the visual appeal of that is really, really outstanding.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
And
That's
I
what
will
we're
invite you out and we can play together.
Okay.
Neil, play the group ahead of us. We don't want it behind us.
I always like to.
I won't hit you. That's
You
for
wonder
sure.
why balls keep coming his way. Well, usually if I go out and play with Neil, I put a big bullseye in his back and say, Neil, you play in front of us, and we all try to hit him.
Little Wile E. Coyote, right?
This guy.
It is special.
Bob, yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Oh, by the way, if you want to get in touch with Bob, you want to try that stack and tilt method, go to Cypresswood no, I didn't say that right. Venue, the word at Cypresswood, the weird symbol, and gmail.com.
Or just our regular website, which is cypresswoodcc.com.
I think these people do this to me just to see me confused, because then, after I say something,
It
all right.
is part of your lore, Mark.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, but you with the mic has the last word, so I've got the last word. Bob, thanks so
guys.
much for joining us. It's always a pleasure, and we'll have to have you out after the opening. Let us know how it went, and we're excited about it.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Well, everybody, one of our